So you want to start it?
I'll start, yeah. Alright, we're going to talk about video games this time. All types that we have here. I'm going to start off with my PC games that I have. You know, you got your classic jewel-cased games. Yep. Then you got these nice big box PC games, but I'll get into that stuff later.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with these that I have. This one's Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Yeah, it's a floppy disk.
This is Paperboy.
Yep, another
This is
floppy.
Caveman Olympics. They're all on these big
floppies.
They're called tandem floppies. Floppy disks.
Yes, that is old school from like
They're
maybe
really
back in
old school.
Yeah, these originated back in the 70s to
Yeah, the
80s.
late 70s to 80s.
Still used up to like the early 90s, early to mid 90s.
Here it's Indiana Jones out of the paper sleeve. That's all they came in because they're so thin.
Yeah, floppy, hence the name.
Floppy, hence the name floppy disk. Unfortunately, I don't have anything other than these bags to keep them in. Which
Yeah.
isn't too bad, though, because it keeps all the moisture and stuff out to keep them safe.
Yeah.
They'd normally come in a big box.
Yeah. And unfortunately, right now, we don't have
We don't have a computer.
the technology is actually kind of outdated now.
Extremely outdated.
Very
but
outdated because most of it's on discs now.
I love it anyway.
Yeah.
I can't play those, which sucks, but I still have them. Actually, I'll get to this a bit later because I have other sim games, so I'll go with that.
Right.
This is M1 Tank Platoon. You can see it's nice and shiny over here and out over here, but it's a tank simulator game. It's a big box, hence it's in a big box, hence the name Big Box PC game.
Yep.
It's got this nice inlay of stuff there, and in the back, there's another one.
Yeah. The Lynx LS. This is a
That's
golf game. As you can see,
It's in a big box
big box and 98 edition.
from 1998.
Yep. 18 years ago.
In the M1 Tank Platoon, it comes with this little manual and the CD on a jewel case in a jewel case.
Yeah, as
Here,
you can see, this is...
I'll get that one because there's a lot of stuff in this one. Can you just put that away for me?
Yep.
This one, the golf game, got that Arnold Palmer action going on. Drink tea, some good stuff. This one is completely complete. Like that one's got the manual and the game, but it doesn't come with all the stuff this one does, which is a lot. That's why I had him put that one away. Came in here. It's the game anyway. In a jewel case, it's a double-decker, which means it can hold. This one can hold up to 4. Some can only hold up to like 2. Say like 1 on this side and then 1 on this side. This one's got a whole set of 4 discs, which is crazy, even for 98.
Yeah.
This usually doesn't come with the games, but I'm going to show it off anyway.
Yeah, it's the receipt.
I got the original receipt for it. Came in the box with it. That's just a warranty from the store. Came with the manual here. Tells you how to install it and play the game. A lot of other stuff. Like how to play it on the internet. This is just for some extra stuff, like some extra golf courses. That's how you used to order them. Or even like you register your game with send it in the mail. It even came with these scorecards for each course. Like this is the plantation course and the village course and the Latrobe Country Club, and lastly the Bay Course. We even came with a Access software catalog from '97, which just shows a bunch of games that they had and they made. I gotta put this all away now because there's just
A lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff in this one because it's complete. That's how you can tell if it's complete or not, is if it has like
All the original
all the original stuff
supplies.
that would come with the game when you would first buy it in the store. Now I've got SimCity 2000 in a big box. Came on 3.5-inch floppy disks. These are the later version that they came out with after Tandem, because you can hold more on these and they're a lot thicker.
And plus they're smaller, so that way it's
Yeah.
more manageable. In which I will also be getting to that same thing a little bit later, later edition, stuff like that.
Yeah, and it came with the manual. I also have these other sim games that I wanted to show off with it.
Yep, this one right here, The Sims.
That's the original Sims game, the first one they came out.
Yep, I even had this game on my computer. I used to play it all the time, even on. I even had it on Facebook too. But after a while, I don't know what happened. I couldn't play it anymore. But I did had this copy with it too, The Sims. Used to play it all the time. The other one would be The Sims Hot Date. As you can see, it's different colors still in the casing and stuff. And of course you got The Sims Vacation. There's a whole different. There's like a whole line of Sims and stuff like that. Different things going on with them.
They're just expansions for the
Expansion packs.
original Sims.
Yeah.
You know, the original game, the first one. Then vacation pack, so they can go on vacation. Then a downtown place where they can go on hot dates.
And of course, the last one would be
That I
The
have
Sims
anyway.
Unleashed.
Gives you pets.
Yep.
Cats and dogs and whatnots. And I actually forgot this one because I dropped it. SimCity 3000 is the sequel to 2000 on a case. In a case, on a case, whatever. Let's put these off to the side and we can get to these other games.
Yep.
Treasure Mountain. I used to play this a lot. Some of these games won't work on a modern computer. Like all the Sims games that I have on CD work. But this doesn't work, unfortunately. Depends on the company and stuff. This is from the Learning Company, so I don't know what that might be about. Might be because this came out in '97 and SimCity 3000 and came out in about 1999 to 2000, so the modern technology will keep up. Ooh. Here's the only sports game I'd play as a kid, Backyard Baseball 2001. It's a baseball game for kids. You play baseball in your backyard. You can play as pro players too from the age.
Yep.
The time.
Yeah, and there's the mini golf.
You know, mini golf.
Yeah, your basic mini golfing game.
This is different.
Yep. This is actually one of the games I gave him. It is Quest of the Amazons. It's an expansion pack off of the Settlers.
Settlers 3.
Yep. Basically, it goes from the Settlers to basically anything to the Amazonian women.
And whatnot.
Yep. Just basically the expansion of it, of like who you get to work with, what you do, stuff like that. Up next is the Zebco Pro Fishing 3D. Another game I actually happen to have used to play when I had a computer. Now he has it because he plays it a little more than I would.
Oh
It's
yeah.
basically just you get in a boat, you go around fishing, try to get certain fish, and you can actually upgrade your lures, line, rods, reels, stuff like that.
I almost said bow. Like
Yeah.
it was hunting.
Um,
This is not a game. This is IBM antivirus for it's version 2.5.2 for Windows 95. Of course, it doesn't work nowadays as an antivirus program, but it's pretty cool to see
yeah.
some old
How far we've come.
antivirus.
Yeah. Old school stuff.
I only got 2 more PC games on disc anyway. He gave me this one, the 18 Wheels of Steel Big
Big rigs.
Big City Rigs.
Yep.
You can play as a garbage truck, simulating you going around in a garbage truck picking up people's trash. You can play as just a
A big
rig going around the world,
the country.
U.S. Trucking,
including Canada.
including Canada, and then you got a bus where you simulate being in a bus.
Yep. I actually used to play that. I did a lot of trucking and stuff like that on that game. Most of it is actually just being a trucker
Yeah,
and delivering goods to different parts of the country and different states, stuff like that. With actual routes, trucks, you can actually upgrade the motors and bigger motors, more horsepower, faster speed, stuff like that.
bigger load capacity.
Yep,
to
you can
carry.
do single loads or double loads, which is basically if you do a single load, it's one trailer. If you do a double load, there's 2 of them. Do that so that way you can actually see my hands.
Like
then-
one trailer, then
Then
2
2 trailers.
I also have a bunch of games on the digital market of Steam, like Euro Truck Simulator, which ties in with the Big City Wheels of Steel in the way that you're a truck driver over in Europe, and you're trying to deliver stuff to Italy and the United Kingdom and all that. It's pretty cool. It's the same concept, except for over in Europe,
Right.
right? And then you got... Talk about that one, since that
Yeah,
you had
this-
that one.
Yeah, this is Need for Speed Carbon. It's a racing game. This is where you basically get to go to different spots, do different kind of races like speed traps, see how fast you can actually go through different checkpoints, stuff like that, and get to your total speeds, or race up against the big bosses. Win territories, make money, upgrade
It's
your
okay.
vehicles. And stuff like that, drifting, racing, shootouts, stuff like that, upgrades. You get a good handful of actual cars you can drive in, and stuff like that, along with nitrous and different upgrades, all that stuff. I used to play this all the time when I had it.
This
Um,
This would be considered a small box PC
Yep.
game. Because, it doesn't have the cardboard cover, but it's in a much smaller box.
and it's plastic.
It's plastic. This is just a DVD case for the Big City Rigs. Your basic DVD case. And like I said before, you got your jewel case for your CDs.
Right.
It's just a plastic little case. And last but not least on that, PC
PC
game
games.
side, is I have an Xbox 360 controller, even though I don't have an Xbox 360. I use it to play games on my computer on Steam, which is a great place to find a lot of newer and some older PC games. You might have to go to GOG.com, goodoldgames.com for some of the older stuff, but Steam's got a lot of it too. Now on to... Let's go
On
with the
to the next
PlayStation 1.
Yep, the PS1. I actually brought some of the stuff I have with me, if I don't break it.
I'll start moving some of these PC games out of the way too for you. That way we have more room to show on those.
Yep, some of the old school stuff, like the wiring. This is for the PC, or not the PC, the PS1. One of the controllers. This is actually a PS1 controller. It has the vibration handles already
Got
in
the
it,
joysticks,
along
too.
with the analog sticks right there, along with four buttons up top: R1, L1, R2, and L2. Same basic concept with this one, except this is black. It does not have vibration and does not have the sticks. It's not analog. It's just your basic controller, but still have the R1, L1, R2, L2 buttons, along with start, select, X, triangle, square, and circle.
This was the original PlayStation 1 controller, and then they ended up adding the joysticks and a vibration function a little later on.
Then
This is the second generation.
Yeah, second generation. This is actually the PS1
version.
Mini, also known as
Just the PS1 with the ONE1 spelled out.
Yep. This you can actually tuck anywhere. It's traveling PS1.
Essentially.
Yep. Due to its slim design and stuff like
How
that.
small and compact
Along with,
it is.
button right there, pops it open. Very clean, very slim. A little older, but same basic concept. And I also have a traveler's case, as you can see right here, that holds everything. My video games, my PS1. As you can see, it's very neat, compact, and I have a good handful of games.
Carrying cases like this aren't always the best for holding your games. Like, they're safer in a jewel case from scratching and fingerprinting, but if you wanted to, this is more convenient than having all your games on a shelf like that and taking them out.
And as Andrew was showing you earlier, his SimCity 2000, this is a newer version for PS1. SimCity 2000, exactly the same ideas and everything on it.
It's just game and everything. Just for the PlayStation.
Yep, PS1. I usually get a lot of my games off of cheatcodes.com, which
or your cheat codes anyway.
Yeah, cheat codes. I do order some games online too, only because can't really find them in too many places nowadays. Very select few, and I even have selected from 1 player in the front to 2 player in the back. As you can see, some of my games are actually empty. Got a few more games. I got a couple dozen games that I play anyway. As you can see, I do have multiples. Some games have 2 discs, some get up to 4. As in Gran Turismo and Siphon Filter
Final Fantasy,
and Final Fantasy. That's 2 to 4 disc games. Along with the Need for Speed, I have 2 different editions. Which same thing, different covers. I bought them by accident, actually. Thinking they were totally different, but found out they're actually the same. Then you get to the memory. Close that up real quick. Which they come in little cards, PlayStation memory cards. Different styles. Like this one's a clear one, clear white, and I have 2 semi-clear blue. They hold up to 1 megabyte, which
was a lot back then.
Well, yeah, back then it hold quite a bit. Now it's 1 gig or
whatever.
Whatever. Some computers actually hold up to 1 tera, which is 1,000,000 times bigger than these. That's pretty much it for the.
Now we're gonna talk about. Well, I'm gonna explain the bit of evolution between controllers from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 3. And they started off like this, just the buttons and the D-pad.
Yeah.
No vibration, no joysticks.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see because it's so dark.
Yeah. And then they went up to this with the analog or joysticks and the vibration function for PlayStation 1. And then PlayStation 2, basically the same thing as the PlayStation 1 with analog, but I guess the vibration function is a little different in these, but I'm not completely sure. And the wiring's a little different, but then they went to PlayStation 3, completely wireless. It's still got all your basic functions of, you know, the D-pad and all the buttons. Instead of having a solid part at the bottom, they opted out and just had the buttons without solid piece, so they click down. And this is has a bit of motion controlling into it too, which makes it a lot different than the PlayStation controllers, where if you tilt it, nothing will happen. But in certain games, if you tilt it this way or that way or up and down, it'll do stuff. I got a couple of games here. I don't have many PlayStation 2 games, but I have Kingdom Hearts, the first one. It's really nice. It's a RPG with Disney characters and Final Fantasy characters. Most of my PlayStation 2 games are in a travel case. This is much smaller than Derek's larger one. This only holds my games and movies. Got a couple of PlayStation 2 games and a PlayStation 1 games and movies and CDs in there. But then we got PlayStation 3, which I have a lot more games for. Basically, they're all the same material for the discs and the cases of plastic. And PlayStation 3 started using Blu-ray discs to hold more space on the disc itself, so you can have more games and stuff on them. Like this one, Assassin's Creed Revelations, has a copy of the first Assassin's Creed game on the disc, thanks to the Blu-ray technology, which lets it, I guess, layer the games on there. Nothing really spectacular for games right here, but I'll just flash them on screen. You can look and try not to break the middle button or else your CD will fly out. Scratch it up. I'm just gonna go through the rest of these quick. Get onto the special edition 2 I have. And this one was used and it just came in a DVD case, but you take it.
And I do remember seeing on TV and a few different areas that it was meant for CDs, but you know you can pretty much use them for anything that uses laser reading.
Mm-hmm.
They actually did make covers you can put on the backside that are clear, so that way you don't have to worry about them getting scratched up or anything like that. And the laser still can read them, so that way you're not more apt to actually damage it. It's just a cover. It helps to keep it clean, keep it protected.
I'll start with the smaller one. For Modern Warfare 2, it's a collector's edition. Game comes in a steel book. It's nice and hard and made of steel. The game goes in there. It's nice looking. It came with an art book, which just shows off the like concept art and stuff from the game. And you put them in this little plastic case and looks pretty cool like that. kind of like holographic or whatever. Then I got this bigger one. It's way bigger. It's a lot. It's a huge step up from this, which is a huge step up from like a Game of the Year edition of a game, which will just have the game and some downloads on it, like this. The game came with a download code and a art book in this nice case with the steel case in it. This, on the other hand, is way different. This is for Uncharted 3. It's this nice looking ancient-y box, wood box looking thing. Came with a game on a nice looking steel book, similar to the other one. You know, got the name on the side, unless you want, in case you want to put it on a shelf. But this has a nice little pocket for that. And then I'm gonna turn it around quick so I can take this out. This came with a little statue of the main character, Nathan Drake, that, you know, you put on the shelf, look cool, as long as it doesn't wobble around and fall off.
Yeah.
But it's only a little
Peg that holds them on.
peg
Anyway.
that holds them on, yeah. And then two other things in here came in little drawers in the box. You can see I took out the drawer and the other one.
Yeah, it's collector's items.
Yeah, it's a collector items. This is the belt buckle that Nathan Drake wears on his belt, and you get a physical copy of that to actually wear. And let's put them back on the thing. You also get the ring that he wears on a little string, which is really nice. But anything else you want to say about games while I put this away?
There are some games that, you know, can be addicting. There's different kinds. There's action adventure. There's RPG role-playing games.
Just puzzle games.
A lot of them you tend to have to use your mind more than others. Some of them are just pretty much going. You can actually like upgrade your people, make them fight better or stronger, do different things.
Mhm.
Like one of my games, Darkstone. I'll just name that off the top of my head. Where you can actually go in, pick a character, and basically go through. You have to go out and fight these monsters like lizard men and skeletons and stuff like that. And each time you actually defeat one of them, you get different things like gold or anything like that. You can actually go back and upgrade your, what you have, like a bow, a sword, or anything like that. Along with like racing games, you can upgrade vehicles and stuff like that.
I forgot to mention, this is a third-party controller, so it's not made by the, PlayStation, Sony for the PlayStation 2. It's a Mad Catz controller. These are really good if you can get them. They're like the regular PlayStation controller, except for not actually made by them. They're really... Mad Catz especially are really durable and strong in case, they fall or get thrown or whatever. The cords are nice and solid too. It's a problem with some of the controllers and stuff is if you drop them,
they tend to come apart easily, or something internal breaks, or comes loose.
The wire gets all chewed up and it can't use it. Sucks. But I think that's about it for what we have anyway.
Yeah.
Obviously we might get more and might get different stuff like Nintendo games or...
Right. which
Stuff like
we
that.
don't have that anymore. I used to have a Super Nintendo. It's considered a collector's item now.
I guess
Um,
because video game collectors.
yeah, but there are some old school stuff and
Mhm.
some stuff that's actually new. There's the Atari, which
Yeah.
was basically how the whole video gaming
It started
world stemmed
from
from
Pong.
pretty much a joystick, a button, and two other buttons.
No, it just had Atari just had the joystick and the
Yeah.
one button. Pong just had this knob that you would turn.
Yeah,
Not the officially first video game system. That would be the Magnavox Odyssey,
you're right.
where
Yeah,
it would have the knob. You just put a plastic thing over the TV screen and you just move the
Yep.
dot around.
yeah. So the video gaming world definitely evolved.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely from the
Original days.
original days from the Blob to because it was so pixelated to something extremely lifelike.
Mm-hmm.
And of course that took within a range of what, like 50 years or so.
Not 50. Like Sonic's just turning like 25 this year. So Sonic
Yeah,
came out
within the
25
past
years ago.
30 years, ever since the whole thing got started with video
Yeah.
gaming. Other than that, I think that's pretty much it for video games.
Yep. So see you next time.
We'll keep you posted.